Indy Mogul.
Hey Indy Mogulers, welcome to Friday 101 for this week, the second part of our whole all I want for Christmas is a way to reasonably stabilize my panning shots without spending a whole lot of money thing. Last week when I did this episode, I really wanted to show one item that Kris forgot to bring, so this week I made sure he wouldn't forget anything.
What are you doing in my house?
Now before we get into this week's stuff, I just want to say that next week we're going to be doing another Friday 101 mailbag episode, the last one of the year. So if you have any questions you'd like answered that we've never covered before, and the more original the questions the better, send it to friday101mail@gmail.com. On screen right now. Now, let's get into our first item for this week. Kris, what was the one item that's moderately priced that I was really excited to bring to the show last week that you forgot?
It was the ProAm jib crane.
That wasn't the one.
The best core MP101.
Yes, it's a motorized pan head. Now we covered fluid head tripods a couple weeks ago, but if you want to get a really smooth pan, nothing beats a motorized pan head. And it can go very slow, which is gonna be hard even with a fluid head to do. Let's show them how it works. So now instead of doing our typical Vimeo test like we did last time, this time we're just gonna test this out with me talking to you about it, because we've got the camera on the Bestcore MP101 right now. Now, a motorized pan head's a great thing to have, and you can find this particular model on Amazon.com for about $130. A slightly more expensive version allows full 360-degree rotation, while this one only caps off at about 340 degrees and then stops. Hit it, Kris. This is actually the fastest speed that this one moves at. Kris, if you'll slow it down to its slowest speed, you can pretty much go, ooh, look at that. Moving slow. It's a great deal. Oh, hello.
Dude, I'm getting all tangled up in your mic cable and this thing. You know what? I don't even need to do this. It does it automatically, look.
So apparently it has about 340 degree setting, a 90 degree setting, and a 45 degree setting. And all you have to do is switch that A. Switch it to A.
Hey, automatic.
Think you're real funny, don't you?
Yeah.
So that was the motorized pan head. Kris, what is the other item, the one you kind of gave away before?
The ProAm DVC 200.
This one also still falls under the moderately expensive category like the last one, but with enough additions, this thing can get real expensive really fast. Kris put this thing together and now he's behind the camera. He's gonna show us how this thing works. Now, it's important to note that the stand that you see him putting together, it does not actually come with the jib. You have to purchase it separately. If you want to get the stand that they recommend here, you're gonna be spending a little extra money. That's gonna become a theme here with this one. I'm gonna get out of Kris's way while he demonstrates how this thing will normally work on its default settings. Go ahead, get some shots of the surrounding area. Beautiful, isn't it? Maybe if it wasn't winter. Actually looks kind of scary. As you can see, you lose me at a certain point, and if you want to keep track of a subject on the ground, there's actually a wing nut holding a bolt together in the middle that you can remove, and then you get a little more freedom like so. So now if you want to keep track of a subject as you go up and down that's right in front of the camera, you can do so. There's low, and there's the high shot. Now if you want to change this up and spend a little more money, once again, you can get a 4-foot extender arm to make this 8-foot jib into a 12-foot jib. You can get some pretty impressive shots just with this thing alone. Hi. The DVC 200 by itself is $279. The recommended ProAm stand is $59. It can be mounted to a normal tripod, but this stand is built to take the weight better. So to just get the jib and use it as is, you're spending between $279 and $338. But for the hell of it, let's go ahead and see what Kris's insanely awesome setup costs and add the 4-foot extension for another $129. To more easily see what you're shooting, add the monitor mounting bracket for $10, and ProAm sells a 7-inch monitor for $179. Add them up and we're now at $656. Told you this would be expensive. Of course, you can also attach the Bestcore motorized pan head we mentioned earlier for $130 and a 20-foot remote extension cord for $15, and now we've hit $801 for Kris's ridiculously cool setup. I definitely wasn't lying earlier when I said this thing can get pretty expensive. Let's look at what we can do with it.
Oh, I actually already did a test video with all that stuff put together.
You did?
Yeah, I saw your montage last week. It was alright, I guess.
Okay.
Let me show you how it's really done.
Vimeo style.
That was beautiful, Kris. You sure know your Vimeo stuff.
Yes, I do.
But if you're just looking for a small item for your Christmas stocking this year, it's the Easy Photo LCD eyepiece, technically the LCD V2. Now, Kris picked this up from an Amazon store that carries a few different kinds for various models. They range from about $20 to $30. Definitely something everybody with a DSLR is going to want to have. Oh, it looks so nice. Kris, how much easier does this make your life?
This thing is awesome. Great for sunny days. Magnetized.
Yep. Now we should point out that what they should know is that the piece that attaches to the camera pretty much attaches permanently, right?
Yeah, the sticky part. Once you got to get that perfect around your viewfinder. Once you touch it to the camera, it's stuck for good. So make sure you got it right the first time.
Yeah, and it's not obtrusive or anything. You can still see your screen just fine. So those are our 3 items for this week. I really love the pan head, and a big part of that is because you get really smooth panning, but not extremely expensive, especially as far as these things go. For a motorized pan head, $130, $140, not that bad.
Not bad at all.
So that's going to do it for this week. Next week, again, we're going to have a Friday 101 mailbag episode, so get all your questions in one more time to Friday101mail@gmail.com.
Oh, I can show you what all that looks like. I already did a test video with that. For that. Oh, I can show you what that looks like. Oh, I can show you what all that looks like. I got my ones again. Oh, wait, hold on.
Then look at the camera, just go Vimeo style.
Vimeo style.
Vimeo style.